Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga Universe presented by Grind TV, where we practice yoga from all over the universe. This week we are live from space. My name is Tuazon Shemai from Summit to Sea Yoga and Retreats, and this is my friend Kat McKee. I'm here every Tuesday and I'll be leading you through a 30-minute flow that will help you stay strong and flexible for your sport of choice. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose, please. So big toes can touch, knees can reach out to the wide edges of the mat. Extend your arms forward and allow your third eye or forehead to lightly rest. This is your time to get into your breath and to awaken your idea of being really present and connected. So let's start by taking a couple cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, and then open your mouth and exhale. Nice. And take that 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. And 1 more deep breath. Good. Now start to awaken your Ujjayi breathing. So this is the breath of yoga. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose, creating a slight constriction in the back of your throat. It's almost like you're fogging up a mirror. And allow your breaths to be very rhythmic and audible, and see if your breaths can match the length of each inhale to the length of each exhale. And once you gain more attention to your breath, this aligns your practice in truly being present and connected to your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual bodies. So take 3 more breaths and then think of an intention or a mantra or something that can set the tone for you, for your practice for this day. And on your next inhale, go ahead and rise up to tabletop position, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Ground through the tops of your feet. And as you breathe in, dip your belly down, pull your heart forward for cow pose. Allow your collarbones to broaden back, spread your fingers nice and wide, and then exhale to round and hollow. Tuck your chin toward your chest, puff up your back body. Nice. 2 more. Breathe in, dip your belly, heart tugs forward, and then round and hollow. Great. Warming up your spine. Take 1 more. Nice. Then find your neutral spine, curl your toes, and now draw big circles with your hips way over to one side. Yeah, way over to the other. This feels really good, awakening your hips, getting to hip mobility. All right, switch directions. Good. All right, find your center, neutral spine, and step your right foot forward. All the way through. Half splits. Dip your hips back, flex through your front foot, and try to keep your hips stacked over your knees. So just tug your heart forward a little bit. Yep. Now this is where you can get your blocks or some cans, if you like, just to give you a little more height. Lengthen heart forward and really pull your hips back. Nice. Now as you lift through your chest, straighten out through your left arm and extend your right arm up toward the sky. Gentle twist. Good. Flex through your front foot and then steer your toes out right and continue to extend through your chest and your arm. Nice IT band stretch. Legs stay active. Nice. Release your palm down, crawl forward to low lunge. You can move the blocks or the cans. Back knee lifts. Now left fingertips down, right arm up, open twist. Yeah, and really connect through your back toes. Open through your chest and your heart. And then release your right palm down, pyramid variation. If you like the blocks, cans, they're handy. Keep your stance nice and long and lengthen your heart forward. Just awakening your hamstrings when we sit, walk, run, cycle, surf, climb. All right, find your low lunge. Move the blocks, ground through your palms now and step to plank pose. Stack your shoulders right over your wrists and spread your fingers wide. So this is where we're really awakening through the core. Try to fill the back of your heart up, lengthen through the crown of your head. Nice. All right, now shift an inch forward. We'll break down chaturanga briefly. Lower to your knees first. Shift another inch forward, lower halfway as you pin your elbows in toward your ribs. Good. All right, and then take a gentle cobra. You can keep either your elbows bent, soft. You can come down to your belly for your back if you have any back pain. Yep. And then full up dog. You're grounding through your feet. Hips are lifted, shoulders lengthen back. Nice. Fingers really active. And when you're ready, curl the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Good. So pedal out your feet, rise up to the balls of your feet a couple times. Just awaken into your first downward facing dog, allowing your collarbones to broaden back, your biceps to spiral away from your ears. And it's really important to stay connected to whatever's touching the mat, from your fingers, your toes. And as you ground, allow your breaths, your exhale breaths, to really gather your lower ribs inward, to lift your tailbone up toward the sky. One more deep breath. Good. So as you inhale, shift forward again to plank pose. Stack your shoulders. Lower to your knees, tabletop position. Inhale, cow pose. Heart opens, throat opens. Exhale, cat. Good. Neutral spine. Step your left leg forward. Half splits. Stay on the back knee, dip your hips back. You can get your props handy. And then flex through your front foot, tug your heart forward, and just pull this left hip back. Now lengthen heart forward again. Right palm underneath the shoulder or on the block, left arm up, open twist. Yeah, tuck through the right ribs, extend through your chest. As you flex through these left toes, steer them out left as you dip the hip down, just a pinch for your IT band. And you're continuing to breathe. Nice. And then release. Low lunge. You can keep the blocks handy. Lift the back knee up and off. Right palm down underneath your shoulder, left arm up, open twist. Yeah. And really hug this front knee close toward your chest. Your toes, legs are really strong. Nice. And then release, pyramid variation, hips to the sky. Again, you can use the blocks, props. Lengthen heart forward. All right, and then find your low lunge. Go ahead and release your props. Ground your palms and step to plank pose. Good. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Now we'll move through chaturanga in the full expression. This time shift forward an inch. Lower halfway, elbows pin in toward your ribs. Upward facing dog, ground through your feet, heart lifts. Nice. And just stay there for a breath so that your fingers stay rooted, legs stay nice and strong. Awesome. Cat. Curl the toes when you're ready. Press back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Bottom of your exhale, gaze forward, walk your feet behind your wrists. Ragdoll pose. Feet can stay hips width. I like to bend my knees here sometimes, especially if you're awakening in the hamstrings. And then just once they awaken, you can start to straighten your legs a little bit more. Just sway your torso from side to side and let everything relax up in your upper neck and your shoulders, your jaw. Nice. All right, find your center. Palms to hips, knees bend. Lead with your crown rise. Inhale all the way up to center to standing. Stretch your arms up and overhead, Tadasana. And then palms come to your heart, Samastitihi. Ground through your feet. Inhale, arms up. And then fold forward, either palms through heart or arms out by your side. Swan dive down. Knees can even bend here. Palms to shins, halfway lift, heart forward. Inhale. Step your left leg back to lunge. Lower to your back knee option, or stay on the back toes. Rise up to a modified crescent, arms up and over. So feet stay hips width distance. You have a really solid foundation. Allow your pelvis to hinge forward just a little bit, but keep the knee stacked right over the ankle. Nice. Palms come through your heart. As you exhale, revolve crescent, lunge to the right. Left elbow hooks to the outside of the knee. So lots of strong legs, arms, elbow into knee, knee into elbow, so that you feel really solid. Soften the shoulder, top shoulder away from your ear. Now if you're feeling comfortable here with your breaths, lengthening as you inhale, twisting as you exhale, you can stay here, or option to lift the back knee up and off. Nice. Now really work with gravity. Try to ground down to lift your pelvis just a little bit higher. Take 2 more breaths. Our twists are a great opportunity to rinse away, to shed any gunk, any layers. 1 more breath. And release, palms to the inside of your front foot, runner's lunge. Good, so toggle your front foot up and right. You can stay on the palms, you can lower to the back knee. Option to lower to your block, a pillow even. And up to you, you can make this really relaxed, and your shoulders can shrug toward your ears, or a little more active, especially for lots of hip flexor tightness or runners or cycling. You can lift the back knee up, a little more charged on. Yeah, and this front knee can even hug close toward your shoulder. So there's quite a few options and where you want to feel some energy and some engagement. Nice. So let's find low lunge. So just align your front heel to the hip. Stack the knee right over the ankle and spin your back foot flat now. And then open it up to warrior 2. Inhale all the way up. Nice. And since your leg was bent for a while, straighten the leg for a moment. Send the arms up and over as you inhale, and then back to warrior 2. Good. And just settle in. So your knee should stack right over your ankle. You should see that your front big toe is just in sight. Middle toe is in line with your knee. Collarbones are broadened. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Pin your back toes down equally. Nice. Reach forward as you breathe in. Extended side angle elbow either to the thigh or on the inside. You can even use a block if you'd like to place to the inner arch of your foot. Now allow your top arm to reach upward and forward this diagonal. Keep tucking through the right ribs. This is even here a gentle twist. For any shoulder openers or a chest expansion, you can even take a half bind, tucking your left palm behind your low back or the inner right hip crease. Nice. Nice. And then arm variations, release. Reverse Trikonasana. Straighten out the front leg. Reach up and back, so it's as if your torso is just floating over your pelvis. Good, keep the toes spreading wide, quad lifted off of the knee. Now gaze toward your left toes. Continue to reach toward your left toes now and hinge forward. Come all the way down to Prasarita. Now parallel your feet. Nice. Ground through your feet, take a halfway lift, lengthen up, push down so your arms are straighter on the block or props. Send more weight into your toes and then fold forward. Good. So options here, hamstrings, you can stay here. If you like some twists or some other variations, you can find your halfway lift, left palm underneath your face, right arm up toward the sky. And if you're feeling too spread out, you can always narrow your stance so that you stay really in tune with your foundation. That's what it's always about. Good, switch. Ground, lengthen up. Awesome. And then slowly release. Good. Spin your left toes out left. Low lunge to the back of your mat now. Ground through your feet and then reverse this crunch as you sweep your left leg up and back to 3-legged downward dog. Like you're moving through slow motion. Now bend the knee and open up through your hip and draw big circles with your knee and your hip joint inward and out. Good. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Shift forward as you inhale to plank pose. Stack your shoulders. Shift another inch forward. Chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Okay. Couple breaths. Use your exhales to pull your belly in. If you're feeling a little overheated, you can always exhale through your mouth. All right, bottom of your exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop to the top. Nice. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Ground and rise all the way up to Tadasana. This time, interlace your fingers, take a steeple mudra, soften your shoulders down, ground through your feet, up and over to the right, half moon. Tuck through the right ribs, allow your arms to be equal spaced from your ears to your shoulders. And then ground, come back to center, and then up and over to your left, exhale. Nice side body stretch. Ground, come back to center. Interlace your fingers back behind you or grab a strap or a t-shirt or towel. Ground through your feet, lift from your heart as you breathe in. And then fold forward, dive down. Knees can bend here even. Let your chest lengthen and your fingers, knuckles float away from your back. And as you ground through your legs, halfway lift, heart pulls forward. And then release your palms. Step your right leg back. You can lower to your back knee. Make sure your feet are in line with your hips. Ground, rise up, modified crescent lunge, arms up and over. And then breathe into this whole right side again. See that your knee is stacked over your ankle. The crown lengthens up. And as you breathe out, palms come through your heart, revolve crescent to your left. Right elbow hooks to the outside of the knee. So elbow into knee, knee into elbow. Use the leverage so that your legs stay strong and straight. This top shoulder melts away from your ears. Back knee is rooted, or if you're feeling your breath and your foundation, lift the back knee up and off. Nice. And take 3 more deep breaths. Ground as you lengthen up, turn and twist. 1 more breath. And as you exhale, release, runner's lunge, palms to the inside. Toe your front foot up and across, and then your choice again. You can stay here, you can lower down to your elbows, you can make it a little more passive or a yin posture, or a little more active. And that's the beauty of your practice. This is your time to check in, to see where you are in your physical body and your mental body. Your yoga practice is to nourish wherever you're at. And then walk the foot back just a little bit more. Great. All right, so let's find your low lunge again. So you'll align your knee to your hip. Spin your back foot flat. As you inhale, open it up, warrior 2. Stack your shoulders. And then straighten out this front leg. Inhale, arms up and over. And then back to warrior 2. And then you can settle in. So your heel intersects the back arch of your foot. There should be equal space and balance and weight from the front leg to the back. The crown lengthens, collarbones broaden. So you're this strong, peaceful, confident warrior. Good, reach forward, extended side angle, elbow either to the thigh, inside, or the block. And then the top arm up and over this diagonal, so there's a straight line from the fingertips all the way down to the back toes. Continue to lift through your left side body so you're maintaining that gentle twist. And if you'd like to take that heart chest opener, half bind, top palm can wrap. Continue to feel the ribs pull in, so there's lots of core and length to this whole right side, and your psoas to your hip flexors, quads engaged, arm variations release. Reverse Trikonasana, straighten out the front leg, lengthen up and back, quad lifted off the knee, toes spread wide. And then find that stretch, gaze toward your right toes. Continue to reach for your right as you parallel the left foot. Find Prasarita, coming all the way to this stretch. Good. Ground down, halfway lift again, lengthen up. Send the weight into your toes and then fold forward. So your choice, again, if you would like to take that twist, you can. You can just stay here. If you'd like to take another chest opener, go ahead and interlace your fingers behind you, stretch your knuckles away. Again, if you're feeling too spread out, draw the feet toward one another. So there's lots of power on your toes and your feet. Great. And always breaths. Good. And then slowly release. Find that same halfway lift, lengthen, steer your right toes out to the front, frame your front foot, low lunge. Now ground down, reverse the crunch again, slow motion, sweep the right leg up and back, three-legged downward dog. Bend the knee, open up through the hip, and draw your big circles. Get into your hip joint, hip flexors. Good. And downward facing dog. As you inhale, shift forward, plank pose. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And press back, downward facing dog. Great. Take 3 deep breaths or cleansing breaths if you're feeling really hot, overheated. Come back to your ujjayi breathing, your intention. Bottom of your exhale breath, gaze forward, bend the knees, step or hop to the top. Nice. Halfway lift, breathe in. And then exhale to fold forward. This time chair pose, Utkatasana, sink down low. Big toes touch. Hug your inner thighs so it's like one giant leg, and then soften the shoulders down. If your shoulders are tight, you can always extend your arms forward. Send more weight into your bum rather than just your thighs. Try to spread it out. And then as you breathe out, palms come through heart. Prayer twist to the right, left elbow hooks to the outside of the knee. Elbow into knee, knee into elbow. Good, come back to center, untwist, breathe in, arms up, and palms come through heart, prayer twist to your left, right elbow hooks. Good, collarbones broaden out, untwist, inhale, arms up, breathe in, and now airplane your arms, dip your torso back. Rise all the way up to Tadasana as you inhale, and palms to heart, exhale. Nice. So a single leg Tadasana, ground through your right leg, left leg lifts. Arms up and over, nice. So your legs are at this 90 degree, flex your floating foot, lift from your chest. If you need to micro bend in the right knee, you can, but stay really engaged, nice. Palms come through heart, figure 4, cross your left ankle over your right, and sink your hips low like you're in that chair pose. I like to send my drishti gaze about 3 feet in front. You can keep your palms to heart. If you'd like to lean forward, you can rest elbow to knee, to ankle. You can work towards a little bit of balance. Maybe palms to the block or floor. Yeah, really great hip opener. And the balance helps to strengthen all the little fascia, the details in your feet. All right, so ground down, palms back to heart. We'll rise back to single leg Tadasana. Rise all the way up like slow motion. Breathe in. Nice. And chair pose, Utkatasana, like you're stepping on glass. Sweep the arms back behind, exhale. And then rise all the way back up to Tadasana. Ground through your left, the right leg lifts. Flex through your floating foot, knee at 90 degrees. Check in with your standing leg. Nice. And then palms come through heart. Figure 4, right ankle crosses over the knee as you sink down nice and low. So your hips are spreading back in opposite directions. Feels really good. Choose any arm variations. You can rest the elbow. You can work on the balance. You can use the block, floor. Nice. All right, and then ground through your feet. Rise back up, single leg Tadasana. Rise all the way up, flex through your foot, breathe in. And chair pose with airplane arms. Exhale, sweep back. Rise all the way up, Tadasana. And palms to heart. Okay. Arms up, breathe in. Place your right palm forward, left elbow into your side. Dancer's pose. Good. Ground into your left foot. Right palm reaches for the inside arch of your foot. And then squeeze the knees in first. You might find some balance here. And if you're ready, go ahead and kick and lift into it. So there's equal space, kicking back and reaching forward. Think of balancing a little cup of tea on your sacrum so that your hip drops down a little bit. It's almost more level. And then the arm lengthens up and back. So your chest opens up. Your quad lifts. Take your time, come back to single leg Tadasana. Sweep the arms up and through, leg lifts. And like you're walking on eggshells, release. Nice, cat. And switch sides. So the right palm forward, left elbow into your side. Squeeze the knees in, lift the left knee up and off. Good, heart lifts. Stay here or guide the knee up and back. Lean the torso forward. Our balance postures focus on drishti, which is that connection to any sport we're doing, connection to our body, helps us focus. Awesome. Take your time. Slowly come back to single leg Tadasana. Sweep the arms up and through. Flex to the foot and release. Good. Palms to heart. Samastitihi. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose. In an open mouth. Open your eyes, arms up and over, Tadasana. Inhale. Fold forward, bow down, Uttanasana. Last flow. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your palms, step back to plank. You can hop back if you like. Shift forward, Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog or cobra. And press back, downward facing dog. Nice. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Half pigeon, knee toward your right wrist. Lower to your back knee. So you can use the blocks or props here to frame your hips. If you know that you have tight knees or hips, then go to your back and cross your ankle up and over. Yeah, you can lift up through your chest and then slowly come down to your elbows or forearms. So just 3 deep breaths here. You've already done lots of hip openers. This is just a little extension. And then slowly rise, come back up. Ground through your shoulders, your palms. Sweep the right leg up and back. 3-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, and downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Half pigeon, knee toward left wrist or lower to your back knee. Good, lift through your chest, your heart. Settle in, each side's a little bit different, so tune in what feels right. And you can stay up or come on down to your elbows or your forearms. 3 deep breaths. This one feels really nice. If we had more time, you can stay a little longer. Good. Come on back up to your palms. Ground down through your arms. Reverse the crunch again. Sweep the left leg up and back as you curl your toes. Awesome, cat. Bend the knee, open the hip. Downward facing dog. Okay. Gaze forward, bend the knee, step or hop all the way through to a seat. Nice. Sweep the legs forward. Stretch your legs forward, arms up and over. Release your glutes, arms up, and then hinge forward, seated forward fold. You can bend your knees a whole lot here. Lift through your chest, and then fold forward. Release the palms, lengthen up. Now use your core and slowly come on down to your back, 1 vertebra at a time. Nice. Stretch your arms all the way up and overhead. Take a full body stretch. Breathe in through your nose. Open your mouth. Hug both knees in toward your heart. Take little circles and massage your low back one direction and the other. And happy baby, flex your feet over your knees, knees out nice and wide. You really want to pin your tailbone down, so you might even wrap behind your hamstrings or your ankles. Lengthen through your entire spine. Pin your tailbone down. Maybe rock from side to side. And then give yourself a big hug. Reach your forehead to your knees. Take a final deep breath in. And exhale, relax and release to your well-deserved Shavasana. Nice. So final posture. Shuffle your shoulders in a little bit to lift your heart. Tuck your chin so the back of your neck is long. Take 2 cleansing breaths to completely let go of breath control. And this is where you can completely connect to your physical, your mental, your emotional bodies. You can completely relax and let go of your day. And when you're ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch your arms up and overhead as you inhale. Hug your knees in toward your heart. And roll onto your left side. Come into a fetal position. Check in with your intention one more time. And slowly rise up facing forward to the front seated position. And ground through your feet. Place your palms to your heart center. Lift from the crown. Take a deep breath in. And an open mouth. Just tune into your body, your ability to connect to you. And stretch your arms forward and up overhead as you inhale. And palms through heart, bow forward. Love and light. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Kat. Awesome job.